current circulating market value of KAS is close to $460 million. It's ranking 10th among all the POW currencies. So, is mining KAS is really that profitable? Is that really suitable for us to mine? Hello everyone, this is Kevin. The full name of KAS is Kaspa, and the design of the economic model is also insist on decentralization. Therefore, the Kaspa is very similar to Bitcoin's issuance mechanism. There's no pre-mining or pre-selling. The tokens can only be obtained through mining. The Kaspa mainnet was officially launched in November 2021, insisting on a completely fair distribution of tokens with a total supply of 28.7. It is expected to be mined within 186 months, so that means the circulation will basically be released in April 2037. We can see in the ranking of mining revenue that KAS mining machine revenue is very high. Compared with the mining income of Bitcoin and other currencies, they are simply not in the same dimension. So, is mining KAS really that profitable? Is that really suitable for us to mine? Before we confirming these two questions, we have to see these problems in three ways. First is mining difficulty, and the second is the total hash rate in a whole network, and the third is the currency price. After watching this video, I think you might be able to judge for yourself that whether it is worth for you to enter the market at this point of time. First of all, the concept of mining difficulty is very easy to grasp. The higher mining difficulty, the higher the computing power required. For KAS mining, the friend means the terahash you have. With more people mine the same coins, the more computing power you need to ensure your incomes. Of course, there are many other concepts are involved. When it comes to the block generation time, let's not talk about it so deeply this time. But if you guys are interested, leave your comments below and we will talk about it in our next video. As you can see, his mining difficulty increases very quickly. The difficulty on June 1st was around 242k, and on August 1st it was around 756k. The difficulty increased by an exaggerated 300% in 2 months. So what does this mean? If you bought a mining machine in June and want to equalize the income of the currency of KAS in August, you will have to need around 200% or 300% computing power to equalize the income of KAS. The higher the hash rate of the entire network, the more people enter the market. Difficulty of mining will be getting higher and higher. When your computing power remains the same, whole computing power of the entire network, the lower your incomes will be. Let's take a look at the computing power of the entire network of KAS. The total network computing power on August 1st is around 3.24 terahash. The total 10 network computing power on June 1st is around 1.03 terahash. So the computing power of the entire network has increased by 312% in 2 months. So that is still the case. Bitmain has not delivered all the KAS3s. So let's roughly calculate the future increase of the hash rate of KAS. The latest KAS3 hash rate of 8.3 terahash, and as we all know, 1 terahash is 1,000 terahash, right? So if Bitmain produces 1,000 units of KAS3, then these mining machines will provide like a hash rate of 8.3 petahash. The current hash rate of KAS is less than half of 1,000 KAS3s, and then not to even mention if you think Bitmain will only produce 1,000 units of KAS3s, I don't think so. The manufacturer doesn't care about the life or death of miners. As long as the people want to buy the machine, they will produce it like crazy, you know. Let's assume that will be only 1,000 units KAS3s will be put on the shelf in the world in August, which means the hash rate will be doubled, and that is almost crazy, I think. The lead time of first batch of KAS3s worldwide is around August 10th. So basically, the miners who bought the KAS0 was sentenced to death. the profitability of KS2 and KS1 will greatly be diluted. So whose legs will be caught in this wave? The spot price of KS3L is $19,500 and the price of future stock is $31,500. At such a high price, it is a huge risk. The current daily income of KS3 is around $1,600, which means the cost will be recovered in less than half a month. But when it comes to a larger scale delivery, can it really maintain such a high incomes in the future? My suggestion is that if you have a first-hand resources to get the KS3s and you can put them on shelf and run it immediately, and then I think you can buy it. If you can't, this mining machine is the product that you should never touch based on the current level of hash rate. The last question about the currency price. In the past year, the overall price of Kaspa has increased around 120%. From the lowest point on May 23 to the end of August 1st, the overall increase has been 264%. Although the current currency prices has risen to a higher level, it is interfere to the increase in its hash rate and difficulty. And the elimination rate of this currency machine in this cycle is very high, and the market recognition will also have a very large change. And if you are a practitioner in encryption industry, KAS is technically solving the original problem of blockchain, and this kind of innovation belongs to underlying innovation. I think the realization of this kind of a project is good for the entire encryption industry, but from the perspective of the miners, it may be a fireworks, I think. And here I want to quote a saying from Buffett that I am greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. So I know many people will also have doubts about Bitcoin will also have a rise and fall in hash rate. Why it is a relatively stable currency. So let us make take the Bitcoin mining machines as an example to make a comparison. Let's take a look at the overall hash rate of the entire network. We can see that from the curve that the hash rate of Bitcoin has been fluctuating up and down. The short-term fluctuations are severe, but in the long term it's basically stable. Secondly, its current hash rate is around 352 E. So let's do some calculation. If the hash rate increases by 50%, it will be needing for 160 E, which is 160 million tera of hash rate. If the mining machines was installed, the calculation will be like 1.14 million S19 XP. Even if someone wants to buy it, it will take a very long time for the manufacturers to produce it. What if it rises 300% like KAS? You can do the math yourself. So Bitcoin is like a big brother of the family. It's reliable and it's stable. Safe mining incomes is the pursuit of all the miners. What we want to do is rational mining and rational investment. When we enter the market, we must remember that we are a miner instead of a gambler.